And when he said those initial days, you are not imagining what the space activity is going to be in the future. It comes to a stage where a normal human being and the society will not be able to do its routine activities without the space. And nobody believed him when he said, what is he talking? And today it is a reality. We are dependent on everything for the space and satellites and whatnot, right from communications to various other things, to including national security today. Similarly, Dr. Homi J. Bhabha, what he started, the nuclear activity, and we had the Pokhran test, and later converted and made the India a nuclear power. And today, in the civilian domain, we have so much of nuclear power stations which have come up. And what we have seen other day in Tamil Nadu, the 500 megawatts plant which has reached its criticality, is a great success and going on. And today, on the military domain, we have nuclear power, we have nuclear submarines, we have nuclear missiles, nuclear submarine launched missiles, we have nuclear bombs, whatnot. We have all the triad, air vector, ground vector, sea vector. We are one of the 6 nations in the world who have the triad, nuclear triad. These are all the seeds of that. Similarly, it is Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam who laid the roadmap for the missiles of the country and later to the defense of the country. And then motivated the teams, and teams worked in the late 80s. And today, we have become a missile power today. I am privileged or blessed to have been in the team of Dr. Kalam, very young, early days, and to have started work in the very starting stages of these missiles, whether you call it the Prithvi, Agni, or what, all the missiles. The way the spirit of the teams was there that we need to develop our own indigenous missiles, we need to work on that. Couple of examples I'll tell you in this direction, how teams have worked on that. The first Prithvi launch, making a missile and going to Sriharikota, because there was no range, there was no Balasore or Chandigarh and all that, Orissa. And you need to launch from Sriharikota. And then we made the Prithvi missile almost, I can remember till we went to the launch pad, at least 3 years before. I don't think any team member left the office before 12 o'clock in the night. And no Saturdays and Sundays. And when we kept the missile on the launch pad, the team, that day's condition was, the team was jubilant, saying that we are 50% successful, that this country could make a missile, bring it and keep it on the launch pad. Later success and all. So that was the situation. And so many experiences there, and the first Prithvi was very successful. Very successful, first launch itself. Then the base of Agni. It was that night, 12 o'clock, what I said, the Prithvi days, they have become early morning, 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock, for at least 1 year before the Agni launch in 1989. In fact, Dr. Kalam envisaged many things and many parallel activities have been done. One activity was, we were in DRDO, RCI, you all know, Research Center Bhara, in a big campus of 2,300 acres. He had a dream that I need to build a laboratory like NASA, and that laboratory is spread across this. That building was, that lab was constructed, and between the Prithvi launch and Agni launch, we all shifted to that lab. Imagine the inauguration, President of the country, Venkatraman came, inaugurated that, shifting of all the equipment while doing this Agni work. Same time, the land has been identified identified, site has been identified, and then the interim testing is called as the Chandipur range has come up. And the first Agni launch, he decided that we should do from our own range. And that is the situation. And maybe few hundreds of people were dedicated to working. In fact, I remember personally, my mother had come. She stayed here for 2 months. That is the first visit of her to Hyderabad from a village. And from coming from village, she doesn't know anything. In Hyderabad, she wanted to see the Birla Mandir temple. That 2 months, I never had the opportunity to take her to Birla Mandir because every day you are coming at 9, 3 o'clock, and my boss comes in the morning at 8:30 to pick me up to take to office. All the 2 months, 2.5 months she stayed. That was the situation. I am not saying about me, all the people like that. I am giving my own example. Then on 30th March 1989, we were all airlifted in AN-32, Gajraj aircraft, IL-76, to Kalekunda, and from there we all went to the launch range. The range is completely new and whatnot. And integration, you are making a first missile, you do not know. From the accommodation to the launch pad is about 15 kilometers. Once, including Dr. Kalam, from the launch pad we could not come back to the accommodation for 3 days. Including Dr. Kalam, we were all sleeping on the floor like this, in the blockhouse. Everything is new, you are trying, you are leasing, and then so many things. The first attempt could not take off. The second attempt could not take off. There were so many cartoons in the news magazines and all that, so much. It is not lifting off. Why don't you send a Shivkashi crackers there, which will be able to help them or something like that, and all that, a lot of things. And Dr. Kalam was under pressure, so much of pressure. Dr. Arunachal was the scientific advisor, and probably every launch Prime Minister was calling them because it's a big news. And I heard Dr. Kalam kept his resignation ready. If the third attempt is not taking place, I will submit my resignation. 22nd May is the launch. So this May 30th to 22nd May, I don't know who slept when, who went back to the accommodation, when he takes what, when he comes back, and all that. Doesn't know. 350 to 400 people, all the leaders of DRDO, everybody was brought there. Where it is General Sundaram, Sarasa, Prahalad, whatnot, all the people, great names, what you live. And the Kalam also stayed there. He never went back to the lab to sign anything. Also, he was sitting there only in the things. And that's how it happened in 1989. The launch took place, and perfect launch, and the country had the first IRBM intermediate range ballistic missile, a re-entry vehicle going out of atmosphere and coming back, had the great success. And after that, we never returned back. And all these cartoons, town blessings and wishes and praising, whatnot. And when you are weak, when you are having failures, people laugh at you, people criticize at you, or then make cartoons. I'll tell you, when we were attempting the first ICBM of the country, that is Agni 5, 5,000 kilometers plus, there were same thing comments from the globe saying that India doesn't have the technology, India cannot do, and by the time restrictions were moved, no component was coming, nothing was coming, whatever we wanted to have, right from materials, no supply was there from the entire globe. After the Agni, then we had during Atmanirbhar Bharat period, the Pokhran test. So both were used, and then the developed nations, the Western nations stopped everything to this country. And we had to work from scratch to make every component onwards, whatever is stopped, all those things you have to make. Talk about any system, whether it is actuators and navigation systems or this, that, whatever you use, you have to make everything. When you went for Agni 5, these people thought with all the restrictions, most of these nations in their newspapers or magazines, articles have come saying that these people cannot do, we have put all restrictions, they will never be able to do anything of such mega missions and all that in India is not possible. Whereas when the launch took place, and people have monitored through their own stations and everything, leaving aside our own thing, whenever you launch a missile, most of our friends will be monitoring that regularly and all that. That is a separate activity. So this has gone to 5,000 kilometers at pinpointed accuracy near the Australian waters and all that. It has fallen, everything became a great success. That day, the United States of America, which was actually in the forefront of the activity before that, said that we know Indians have the capability and we know the brains of India, and we also know that this success leads to peace and we Indians love peace. This is the statement, a praising statement that they are very peaceful minded and they work for peace and they have the capability. Our other friend, northern friend, China, they said that no, they are not telling the truth. It's not 5,000 kilometers what they have tested. They have tested for 8,500 kilometers. That is the range what they have and the capability what is there existing. So they are talking about our higher capability and all. This is what I am saying. People who laugh at you, mock at you, and they people appreciate you, do it and all that in a big way. So similarly, before that, one more great success which actually helped us a lot in that is, whenever you do a missile test, Dr. Kalam used to say, we used to become the 5th nation, 6th nation, 7th nation in the world. We are joining a club of 6 nations that you have these capabilities and everything. So every time this was the statement coming. So we said, hey, funny guys, what you people, there is this usual term of making, funny guys, you people, how it is. I want to see, we have made the first one. Nobody else has got the world. That is how the BrahMos is born. Worked with Russia. And the name also has come because of the two rivers, Brahmaputra and Naspa river, and supersonic cruise missile. A real critical contributions from both sides, BrahMos. And particularly, I had the privilege of a complete critical systems, guidance systems development by me. Complete, right from gyroscopes, accelerometers, the electronics, then the algorithm. I can proudly say that what I have written with my own hands, the complete software is there in the BrahMos today. And the BrahMos, when we launched, it became the world's first supersonic cruise missile. India and Russia developed, launched from the Indian side. With a high amount of technical contributions from Indian side is one thing. And that's how we are all safe today. The performance of BrahMos in the operations center was so good, so accurate, that there was no collateral damage around any of the house where terrorists were there. Only that house was damaged during the Operation Sindoor. That is how so successfully BrahMos has performed. That is how it has come. That is the dream. The next one more experience I like to share with you is the anti-satellite test, Mission Shakti. This was the Prime Minister's, Sri Narendra Modi's dream. Wanted to show to the world that India can do a critical and a complex mission. So 2016, September, October, he called me along with the NSA, Ajit Dovalji, and said that do an anti-satellite test. So, because by the time there was information to me from NSA, so we worked something and said, this is what Prime Minister is going to talk to you. We need some simulations and all that. And said, it is feasible, we can do. So he asked me, when can you do? I said, sir, worldwide the enemy has taken about 5 years to 6 years time. We will try to do within 5 years. And he said 2 things. World is continuously monitoring you what your activities are doing. If world comes to know about that this test is going to be done, they will never allow this test to be done. And so we have to keep it top secret. So we 3 only know, no one else. Second, if you have to keep it secret, you can't keep it secret for 5 years. So those are my career. This is the thing. And I said, yes sir, and we'll come. All my scientists laughed at me. What is this commitment you have given? How can you do it in 2 years? because you have to configure a missile, design a missile, make a missile, what are the guidance algorithms, software, related activities and whatnot and all that. And from there, launch a satellite, and then you have to see the interception algorithms and whatnot and all that. So much of activity it is. See, no country has developed any missile in less than 4-5 years. And this is a critical mission, and you are looking at an interceptor. This is the thing. And people who are working for it should not know what for they are working. This is another important thing. Well, you are keeping it top secret. These 3 people who are knowing it, by the end of the day when we went for the test, that becomes 7. 4 more people only were knowing in the system that this is this for what we are working. And people worked again day and night. I want to tell you that that full of the 2 years, I had my review sitting from Delhi. The team is working in Hyderabad. It was night about 1:30 every day. Our review was there every day with the team of the scientists who are working every day 1:30. And so finally we went to the launch pad, and it is the day is fixed, time is fixed because you have to launch it. But that the previous night we had a problem. We had to open the complete missile, and there are standard protocols and procedures how you do a launch vehicle or a missile. You have to open it, then you put it back, QC, inspection, each section, the subsystem. After integrating, you have to test it, integrate the section, and then you test the section, then integrate the whole missile. The whole missile you need to test, and then bring it to the launch pad. By the time we actually integrated in the section and then the missile was integrated, it became morning 6 o'clock. Our launch window was at 11:03, where we have to launch it, because the satellite will be approaching at that time. And without doing a test, we said we will do it in the launch pad direct. We don't have time. Let's move it to the launch pad. We move it to the launch pad by 6:45. Then I went to my room to have a wash and all that, and go to temple and come back. I came back at about 8:20 or 8:30. Most of the teams were also, by the time 3 days they were working, they were not in a position to work or anything. They also went for a wash and they also came back. So 6:45, 8:30 or 8:48 is remaining in the same condition. Nothing has happened. And then quickly we started working and making it, testing it in the horizontal, making it vertical and all that. 11:03 is the launch, and NSA calls me at 9:45. I have not tested the missile, and the code word was something, and use the code word. How is it? And I had to say, without testing, everything is fine, sir. Everything is fine. And he said they will go to the cabinet meeting, and the cabinet will be sitting, and the Prime Minister will be announcing in the cabinet after success. So the whole of the government of India's cabinet is waiting for this test, and you are there and you are telling them in this situation. And 11:00, everybody has gone, me and one more scientist in the launch pad, we were sitting. At 10:56, I am in the launch pad. And people are sitting in the blockhouse, and then the mission director, Raju Babu, is asking me, sir, are we launching? Are you still in the launch pad? No, we are launching. You go ahead with the procedures. I entered at, I think, 10:59 or 11 o'clock. And 11:03 it took off. We were all mesmerized to see. And it went and hit. We could see it live that there was IR camera, speed was there. IR camera was there in the nose tip of the missile. And live image we were getting. And hit it. And it has hit. The informations are so fast. So as soon as the hit over, next 30 seconds I called NSA. So the moment he picked up the phone, he said, congratulations, Satheesh. Honorable Prime Minister is meeting. See, before we know, they also did something over and congratulated, and Honorable Prime Minister then went and told the cabinet, I'll come back to you back, quote all the scientists. And then he came on television, announced this to the world, and then world here and there some hue and cry about this test and all that, and Prime Minister addressed the scientists. And the test was done in such a way, when China has done this test, even today, after about 13-14 years, there are hundreds of debris in the space. Whereas when we did the test, the impact and the goal calculations we did in such a way, there were only 269 debris, and today there is no single debris of Indian test today. Absolutely clean test and everything. And that is how people have worked. And that has made us stand as fourth country in the world after Russia, America and China. India is the only country which has done. And still these are the only countries which we have done this test and all, shown a demonstration. Even fondly people remember the type of tensions you have gone, the type of work you have done. See somebody working in continuously had to do what's in the launch pad. And I forgot to tell you that 3 days when we stayed in the blockhouse there along with the Kalam, even Dr. Kalam also took a neem stick and then was brushing himself. Nothing has no bread, nothing. These are the people have worked. And that is how today the country has become self-reliant. Today I will say that we are completely self-reliant in the missiles areas. Not only self-reliant, whatever the advanced nations have got missiles today, either we have already developed or we are in the process of developing it, and nowhere we are lacking with any missile, anything, any type of a missile you take it, India is developed or developing it. That stage we have come, and we are exporting and all that in a big way. It's happening is that type of hard work and struggle what people have done over years, and today we have become strong and we have become self-reliant in areas of all other areas, missiles, radars, satellite systems, aircraft, armored vehicles, guns, and tanks, submarines, ships. These are all the areas where the country has become, and you must have noticed last year the exports were 23,666 crores, and just in 1 year they become 39,000 plus 458 crores. So this is the jump, and I am sure by next year it will cost 50,000 crores, which actually Raksha Mantri wanted it in 28 is the target given 50,000. We are approaching it very fast, and we will be able to do that. And the budgets are enhanced. 1,05,000 crores is the extra budget from last year to this year. Now 7,85,000 crores is the defense budget. 2.1 lakh crores is the capital budget of it. And out of that, last year it was 1.75 lakh crores, and today it made 2.19 lakh crores. And last year out of the 1.75 lakh crores, 1.51 lakh crores was indigenously produced here in this country. And things are so fast changing, and we are able to see private industries doing in a big way, startups doing in a big way, startups participated in the Operation Sindoor and whatnot and all. So what I am saying is, any organization, any mission, there has to be an initial struggle and then motivation and goal of the organization. We will be able to achieve anything. And we, particularly Indians, we need to determine that we have to do something, and we will be able to do. There is absolutely no doubt. I just one or two couple of examples I'll tell you. And particularly we are actually, I always feel that Indians, we are very good and great in crisis management. When the crisis comes, the way we manage, I don't think anybody else in the world can manage. We will be able to. That is why COVID, the best managed country in the world is India. Whether developing medicine, developing whatever, all the things, protocols, and following it, such a 140 crores population, we just had 1.2 lakhs or so deaths only, that is the thing. Even developed nations had much more. And disciplined people followed and things like that. And April 11th, there was a tremendous scarcity of ventilators. Everybody wants a ventilator at that time. And we had only few hundreds of ventilators in the country. Just few hundreds of ventilators. And the Prime Minister on April 11th, he formed a committee with me, one of the important members in that you develop ventilators, and I need 50,000 ventilators in the country urgently, 11th April. And because we had some experience before 15 years back, some ventilator development, but nothing is no drawing also. We searched for those drawings for 4 days to find out where are the drawings. From there we have to go, and they were very old. So we, Bharat Electronics and the private industry in Mysore, started working day and night. I am telling you, people worked every day up to 4:30 in the morning, and then again coming up 8 o'clock, opened the industries. People who have gone to Bihar, Chhattisgarh, all those employees were brought back into the industry. Started developing valves, pressure sensors, oxygen sensors, flow meters, small components, everything. Small industries came up, like there is a small industry called UFLO in Rajkot, Gujarat. We asked them to make these walls. I'm telling you, they brought back the people, they designed, developed, we tested it, found it suitable and all that. They made 15th day from the day when we told them, they gave 1,000 walls per day. 1,000 walls per day. So, and then we developed, we made some 10 prototypes, given it to 10 hospitals, taken the input, modified the hardware, modified the software, whatnot and all that. 11th of April, 14th of August, we delivered 30,000 ventilators to this country. 30,000. So much. PPEs, what you were protection equipment. We were producing 47,000 PPEs per year in this country. Just the COVID. When the COVID started, so everyone wants a PPE. Lakhs of them. We started importing from China. People said develop a PPEs. So we had a laboratory in Gwalior. Overnight we shifted that laboratory to Delhi. Whole equipment, one night, the laboratory got shifted. And next day onwards we started giving the TOTs to the people how to make a PPE. Getting the machines here, some stitching machines were required, we imported from China, those machines were given and all that. The day we shifted the laboratory, 15th day, from 47,000 PPEs per year to, we came to 6 lakhs PPEs per day. 6 lakhs PPEs per day. And we started exporting. 458 industries started producing that. 458. That is how things are. I'll give you one more example of how we can do it. Delhi was suffering the worst and hospitals were not sufficient. Honorable Home Minister Amit Shah ji called for a meeting of all the secretaries and said that we need urgently at least 1,000-bedded hospital here in Delhi. Somebody can make it. Nobody was saying. In the end, I lifted my hands and banayenge. I said, "Banao kya chahiye? Land chahiye, paisa chahiye. Both are given. Go ahead." So shown us the land, marshy land near the airport, Terminal 1. Near the Terminal 1, when you come out, the land is shown marshy land actually, lot of water. He gave us the time as 15 days. 15 days per 1,000-bedded hospital. So we decided ourselves we will make in 10 days, 240 hours. So we worked a schedule for 240 hours, right from cleaning the lands, designs, development. We brought IIT professors, whatnot, and all that. This is not a permanent structure, but this is a good structure. And to withstand even 120 kilometers per hour wind, to withstand the rains, to withstand the floods, whatnot, fire protection, electric related protections, and whatnot, and all that. So people were working and every day, 24 hours, when we look at it, every day schedules, we used to like, today we are 62 minutes delayed. Today we are 57 minutes delayed. This is how people have worked. And out of the 1,000 beds, 500 beds are ICU beds. Remaining 500 are oxygen beds. Doffing area and whatnot and all that. Concrete structures, walls and all that for the kitchen related things, safety aspects, whatnot. And all those toilets, and some of the robots were brought to supply the medicines and food to the patients in the bedwise, those related activity and all that. And people worked so much. I'm telling you, 11th day morning, you can see the videos are there in the YouTube. Both Rajnath Singh ji, Amit Shah ji and the Chief Minister of Delhi, all the three came and 11th day morning they inaugurated this 1,000-bedded facility, which was no less than any corporate hospital. You can see beautiful one. They have the lights on the that is why I say that in the you raise to the occasion. The team, if it is motivated, people, nothing. You go, you know you are working among 400 people, 500 people, half the time mask is there, mask is not there, and you will be infected, you know, and then people work. So nothing about, not scared of the death also when people have worked. Same thing with oxygen plants also. Like that, we made oxygen plants, 1,000 oxygen plants, which was actually a small technology called OAX, onboard oxygen generation system for LCA pilots. What was there? We made a 1,000 LPM oxygen plant. So, and the Prime Minister said, make 1,000. And in fact, I will tell you how people work also in a crisis. And the Prime Minister sanctioned 484 crores and signed the paper at evening 5 p.m. Paper came to me at 5:45 p.m. 6:30 tenders were floated. 8 o'clock quotations were received. 8:30 negotiations started. 9:30 negotiations completed. 10:15 order placed for 444 crores. And same thing, auction plans were given to 22 industries, and within 3 months 1,000 auction plans were given. All the places in the country, every district too, including Andaman, Nicobar, Lakshadweep, Arunachal Pradesh, everywhere they were installed, and the dashboard is created with the GSM connectivity from all the auction plans. It was put in the Prime Minister's office where he is able to see all the 1,000 are working, and this is the printer, this is the thing, and everything was shown and given it to him. This is how people have worked. One last example outside. China used to bring building in 60 days, 80 days, 90 days, so many things and all. So we took a vow, why not we build a building? And we took a step for building one building in DRDO complex in Bangalore, 1,30,000 SFT, 7 floors, and I laid the foundation stone. And 45th day, we should occupy the building. This is it. So good. A lot of technologies are being used, many technologies. Concrete slabs. It is not any. China has done with the metallic things and all that. Some are prefabricated, toilets and all that. Everything is done. 45th day, the whole building, electricity, air conditioning, furnished, all that, including mic systems. Rajnath Singh ji flew all the way from Delhi. 45th day, he inaugurated the building, and he had a conference of the team in that place, and we had dining there, and well furnished. World record 45 days, 1,30,000 square feet and 7 floors building is ready to occupy building that has been created by India. This is how the things we can work, we can deliver, we do the things. So the same way I am giving this example is, now the motivation for us is, we have fairly become strong. We are able to build many things. We have been largest importer of defense equipment. Now we have become an exporter. We are exporting. We have become self-reliant in many areas. Now we should become a leader. And in that, definitely in the most advanced technologies, startups like Constelly are doing a great job. And many people have come in the space technologies or cyber technologies or EW related things or propulsion related technologies, quantum related technologies. Many startups have come. I am saying particularly the startups are working in the most advanced areas. And we need to come out with the systems which are first of its kind systems. World should look towards India. Yes, this technology has emerged from India, and we need to look at them, we need to fund them, and we need to buy from them. And that is how the country becomes proud, the country becomes prosperous, the country becomes advanced, and our flag will be flying top of the world. And that is, I strongly feel, a major role I am seeing with hundreds of startups which I get connected every day, and startups have got a major role to play in that. And I wish that Constelly will be one of them which is going to play a role, and then in your area of working, you will be a world leader. This is what it can be. I want all of you to work with that motivation and see, and I am sure that both Satya and Avinash, you will keep calling me, and I keep seeing that growth, and I want to give you a talk on the success day of you. This success, you are already doing good success and great things you are achieving, but you should become a world name, and the world should be looking at today for something like Indian, this, that, and other things. We look at somebody MBDA, we look at the Saffron, we look at GE. Same people should look at in the areas of work what you are doing. Oh, why not we buy this system from Constelly? World should come, US should come, Canada should come, France should come, Germany should come, Japan should come. This sort of a thing we need to see. I request all of you to work with that motivation, make Constelly a great organization. Thank you. Jai Hind.